So today I want to bring you my top 5 favorite books right now, and I say right now because it's always changing, but these are all great books, and while my beliefs might change on a day-to-day basis, it doesn't mean that you don't have to pick these books up. I think these books are must read, and I'm going to start it off first with Osho's Creativity. This is probably second favorite book right now, and my favorite book will be next, but I'm telling you, this is a great book, and this book is about the creative solution to life. It's not about painting, it's not teaching you how to be a writer, it's not teaching you how to be a poet, it's teaching you how to be creative with life. It's teaching you that creativity is not what we think it is. Creativity is taking a unique solution to life, not falling for the norms, not following for conventions, understanding that your own unique path is always the best and most fulfilling solution, and you need to find this presence. You need to be able to let the creative energy flow through you instead of having rigid ideologies, instead of fixating on the future, instead of having, preconceived notions of who you are and existing in the ego. You just exist in the present and you allow the moment to happen. You just watch it while you're painting. You allow yourself to exist in the moment and allow the greatness to come out of you. And I can sum up this book in one story. Osho talks very, very well in forms of parables, but his best story is probably that the Zen painters, the way they would learn how to paint would be they would learn to paint for 12 years. They would learn all the brush strokes. They would learn everything about painting. And then they would stop painting for 12 years. And after 12 years, they would paint on the rice paper, which is, it's very fine. You can't really make mistakes. You have to do it all at once. And the painters, what they would do is after 12 years, they would be able to just paint beautifully because they had the basics and then they forgot them all. And then they had the creative aspect and they also had the fundamentals. And because of this, they were able to come up with a great masterpiece. Another example from this book was Osho said that a Buddhist monk was basically saying that you have to be a bamboo. You have to allow the energy to flow through you. Your body is a shell and it's hollow, and on the inside is the creative forces of nature, the creative forces of God, and you have to allow that to flow through you in that moment. And it's all about presence and being in the moment, but I feel like I've talked enough about this book. The link will be in the description. On to the next one. Next book, the Book of Mirdad, and this is a book that is truly unique. It is very poetic, it is very insightful, and it is very just captivating. And the basis of the book is that there is this poor beggar that shows up to a monastery. His name is Mirdad, and he doesn't speak for, I think it's like 7 years, and then one day he speaks, and the way he speaks and the manner in which he speaks is so moving that he goes from the servant to the master, and he basically disbands the whole monastery and teaches all these lessons throughout the entire course of the book. And it's a great book just for the fact that it feels like something that's not fiction. It feels like a work of art. It feels like a work in the Bible. It feels almost like its own part of the Bible. And that's why I love it so much, because it really ties together the biblical ideas of the Bible with the esoteric ideas of the other cultures, and it puts it together so masterfully. And it's the only piece of fiction that I would really suggest. I don't read fiction, but I read this book and I very much loved it. And it really reminded me of The Alchemist. If you like The Alchemist, you're going to love this book, because this book is probably the best book I've ever read. So again, link will be in the description. On to the next one. Next book, Lead the Field. And the reason I chose Lead the Field over all the other self-improvement books is just the way that Earl Nightingale puts it. He has a way to just frame things. He has a way to use examples, and he does it so concisely. Like Think and Grow Rich, it's a great book, but I think it goes on just a little too long. Tony Robbins, all his books are like 500 pages. Most of the books you read, they only need to be 100 pages, 150 pages, and every single time Earl Nightingale just puts it in such a concise manner that you don't get jumbled up with all these different ideas. And a idea that really stuck with me from this book was that only 8% of your worries are actually worries. The rest of them are like your mind making them up. And another one that really struck me was that inside each person is billions of dollars worth of potential energy. I think it was $15 billion or something. And it was like some DuPont engineer or scientist, they basically broke it down like the potential energy in the atoms of your body is $15 billion worth of money, and we are all selling ourselves short. Think you sell yourself short, you go into work and you work for $20 an hour, $50 an hour, maybe if you're lucky $100 an hour. And inside of us is the potential for limitless funds, limitless money. And we always sell ourselves short. And like, if you want to know how to make more money, everyone asks like, oh, I have to get more qualifications, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to schmooze my boss. Like, no, if you want to make more money, figure out how to serve more people, figure out how to provide more to other people, and inherently more money will come. And because of that, I have to put this in my top 5 favorite books right now. The next book is actually a collection of books. It is Neville Goddard's The Collective Works. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Neville Goddard Deluxe Collection. I love Neville Goddard. He is very much known for, I think it's called exegesis, which is just the metaphysics of the Bible, the parables, and the more esoteric interpretations of it, and the allegory and the philosophical interpretations. And his basic belief is that Christ lives in all of us. The imagination is Christ incarnated in ourselves. Like, think the Bible says God made Adam and Eve in his image. That means that we're part God, so we can raise up to that level so that we create our own realities with our imagination. And most people's realities are not where they want to be because they fix it on the negative. They read the news. They consume the content of social media. They don't fix it on the positive. They see the world as, woe is me, life is so hard, this, like everything's bad because of this person did this to me, this person did this to me. But Neville Goddard is of the belief that you create your own reality with your own thoughts. And because you create your own reality, you are exactly where you deserve to be because of your thoughts. But you can change it. Every man has their own predetermined destiny, but that changes when you change your I am. That changes when you change your state. That changes when you accept a new reality and a new belief. And that moment, that destiny's changed. And it's such a beautiful way to talk about the law of attraction, to talk about changing states. Honestly, I think Neville Goddard probably is the best at explaining this kind of stuff. And it's not like, the book is broken up pretty well. It's like most of the works are like 20 pages, 10 pages, 50 pages. It's like you can get through one of them in a sitting and you'll be like, wow, that's like life-changing stuff. And then you can start applying it. And overall, like, if you've read Think and Grow Rich, if you read any self-help book, if you read any law of attraction book, like, this is the end-all be-all when it comes to law of attraction. That's why I like it so much. On to the next and the last book, The Laws of Human Nature. And I was thinking about putting mastery, I was thinking about putting the 48 Laws of Power, but for some reason I just like this book more. And I think it's because what I like about Robert Greene is he has the same style, but he takes it from different angles. Like, Robert Greene likes using examples throughout history. He likes using different laws and different principles of great minds and then kind of synthesizing them to say what he thinks, say what he believes, use his interpretation and allow you to apply it into your own life. And it's beautifully done, and it's a great way to learn a lot about yourself and learn a lot about the world. But the thing I like about this is that, unlike the 48 Laws of Power, it takes the individual. It takes the individual more seriously, and it focuses on your relationship with yourself and your relationship with the people around you. Because the 48 Laws of Power, it's more of a business book. It's more of a, interpersonal relationship in the office, or, in the career setting, or in a friend group. But the laws of human nature can be applied to absolutely every single relationship you have with absolutely everybody. And that's why I love it, because it's so applicable, because it goes so deep into the psychology, because it allows you to understand certain principles from Carl Jung or, some other great minds throughout history. And it really does a great job of framing things. And I feel like because there's a lot less laws, it goes into much more depth, and that depth is really well spent. And that's why I love this book so much. I've reviewed all of these books already. I have a lot of videos on all of these books already, so if you want to hear more of my thoughts on them, I can link those books. If I don't remember, just tell me to do that. Like, just leave a comment. But all the links to these books will be in the description. On top of that, if you want to sign up to Audible, click that link that I put in the description, because I get like a $5 thing if you sign up for the free trial. So it helps out the channel. It really helps me continue doing this, and helps the channel grow, and helps me upgrade stuff, because you know what, right now I have a microphone, I don't use it. I just have this ring light. The camera is on a bunch of books right now. It's not even in a tripod, so anything helps, any support helps. Thank you, each and every one of you, so much. It means the world to me that people would watch 11 minutes into a video. So join my Discord if you're interested in that as well. I always forget to mention that. Thank you so much. Peace out.